KSP family. Today we are right back into the channel with some amazing news. Today, we know that Rivers State is the second richest state in Nigeria that houses some of the successful businessmen in the country. Today, we are right here in Gulf Estate. Do they really play golf in this estate? Ha, that I do not know. That will be a question for another day. But however, the cost of living in this estate ranges from 5 to 50 million naira annually and 300 to 500 million naira to build. Where do these guys get this such huge amount of money to live this expensive life? But that is not our major concern. But here is the great news. Today, we are right here to ask these people living in this estate just one question. How do they become rich? And their advice to young people starting out in today's world. So stay tuned as we are meeting these people and asking them this amazing question. Let's get back to the interview. What will it take somebody to live in Gobi State, this amazing place?
Yeah, it's actually an amazing place, but I think it doesn't really cost much. I will say that depending on your financial capacity, for those people that have really worked hard to get to where they are, they can actually comfortably reside in Gulf Estate with some huge amount of money. You can buy a plot of land, build your house, but we have a standard you must meet up with. But to come to Gulf Estate, maybe to rent an apartment is still very possible. It all depends on your financial capacity, but no big deal if you ask me. If God provides. So
I'm David, and you?
Ejiro.
Okay. So, have you ever been broke before?
Yes, I have. I've been broke before. Yes, I have.
A lot of times, yes.
ah oh my goodness. Please let me just take out time to laugh out loud because I've been broke, like seriously broke before. I could still remember vividly my early 20s. Oh, especially when I lost my dad. That's like everything. We had to start from the scratch. I've been broke to the extent that I've done 3 to 4 different jobs in a day. In fact, I was being paid hourly here in Nigeria, Benin City, Okada to be precise. I could still remember I worked in the Mama Cass restaurant. I went from every day from the school. I was the secretary to the LOSA president of Igbinija University. Isn't that too already? Then there are still other side also. You will do it. So being broke to me, I think I was broke before, but God chose to elevate me at His own appointed time. So I know what being broke is all about. I know.
So, what is the story?
Truly speaking, being broke is not a position where I would really want anybody to be. But the truth again about being broke is, it has its own negative and positive vibes. When sometimes when you are broke, if you don't see the positive side of being broke, it pushes you to do some uncallful and unlawful things that can end you in the negative side of life. But also, when you are broke, it also gives you time to retrospect, like think.
What was the transition like? How do you transit from being broke to being successful?
Um, I had a setback in around 2019. I was supposed to go for my master's. I think I had my whole life planned out after graduation from uni. I wanted to go straight to my master's outside the country, and for some reason, it was during that COVID period, so it didn't work out. I struggled through that period, but I still wanted to do my master's either way. I was going to do my master's. So in around 21, I started to get back up on my feet, and I went for my master's at the Institute of Petroleum Studies, which is a collaboration between University of Port Harcourt and IFP school in France.
Yes, the transition was not a funny one, but it was a process. It was a process. And what matters is I was patient enough. I knew the encounter I had with God. I knew what I was expecting God to do for me. I knew where I was going to. Key, where you're going to matters. What you want matters. So at this point in time, there was no room for distraction. If anybody wants to stand as an hindrance, I cut them off.
Experience right now. What will you actually advise young people starting up in life?
Especially for this generation, my own observation is that nobody wants to really put in the work, but they want the results. You can't it's not going to work for the majority of people. So that's what I'll say. It's not going to work for the majority of people, and you don't want to take such risk. As such, our advice young people, especially those leaving school, to put in the work. There is no shortcuts to success, no matter how cliche that may sound. It remains the truth yesterday, today, and tomorrow. There aren't any shortcuts to success. You have to put in that work that is required of you because it's going to show. It's going to show, and it's going to be the labor market is crazy right now, and you don't want to be average, right? You have to be outstanding to stand the chance out there in the labor market. So there are no shortcuts. Our advice: everybody put in the work, take your studies seriously, and then you have yourself to thank for it in the future.
Anyways, I always say, and I'll continue to say that there is no hurry in life and no competition. Do you know the only thing that can take you to where you are going to is if you can do without competition? Let me tell you what's killing this present generation, what's killing the sources. It's not making them get to where they are supposed to be. That is why they believe that they don't defraud people, they cannot make money. You're just bringing causes they are bringing causes on themselves. They are in fact increasing the future problem for themselves. You can start with little. There is no amount of money that is too small to start up anything. Start with little, grow it. That is where you know you're progressing. But everybody wants to have it big from the beginning. It's not possible. You cannot start with having it big from the beginning, especially if you are not a child born with silver spoon. It's better you start from small. The moment is increasing, that is your success. That is to show you're doing something. But starting from big all the time, it has to be big. Sometimes, even if you have the opportunity to start from big, you might not be able to maintain that big.
Yeah.
You should know yourself and know what works for you and know that you're going somewhere. What you want is not what another person wants. So why do you want to be what another person is? Do you understand? So that's all I can say.
Um, First of all, the God factor
Okay.
is important. We cannot overemphasize that God factor enough. The God factor is important. You can't erase God out of the equation. You can't take him out of anything you want to do. He's the one that stabilizes you.
Yeah.
I will advise every young person to take it easy. Involve God in everything you do. If you have an opportunity to go to school, please do go to school. Go to school. Acquire that certificate. Do you understand? Yes, we know that sometimes the certificate you acquire might not be the things you read, or I'm sorry, might not be the things you at the end of the day you understand become. We have so many of our doctors that are on the street right now. Some
Yeah.
of them are amazing people, some of them are carpenters, some of them are doing something entirely different from what they read.
Yeah.
But the truth is that certificate is important.
Yeah.
Very important. Okay, then take a day at a time as it comes.
So has education contributed to you being successful in life?
Okay. Nobody can rule away the part that school plays in anybody's life. It's like a public market. You need that knowledge, you need that balance in life. Yes, the economy right now is unstable, but you need that knowledge from primary 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to secondary to university level. You need that knowledge to be able to face the market out there, because when you come out, it teaches you balance. You see, the life in general has its own lesson. If you jump, it's just like the staircase. The white man that created the staircase 1, 2, 3 knows why he did it, because if you jump from 1 to 6, there are consequences for it. Do you understand? So you need to climb one after the other.
Yes, I always knew where I wanted to go, which is the oil and gas industry, like I've previously mentioned. So I aligned myself to that course right from my secondary school. The I think it's art. You have to choose between art and sciences. I knew it was sciences that would take me closer to my goal. After that, I already knew if I wanted to work in the oil and gas industry, one of the courses that can get me there faster will be chemical engineering. So I took that path. So I already had my career path. I already had a plan, a structure for where I want to go, and I kept implementing it one after the other. So I did my undergraduate in chemical engineering, which is focused mostly on the downstream operation of the oil and gas. Then I did my master's in petroleum engineering, which focuses more on the upstream side of the oil and gas industry to have a holistic view of the oil and gas industry business, and that helped me, that prepared me, gave me the right education, skill sets, experiences, and qualifications to better position me to be a competent engineer in the oil and gas industry.
Honestly speaking, despite this kind of country where we are in Nigeria, to be precise, education is key. It's vital. People don't understand what being educated is all about. Some people think I go to school so I can end up securing a good job and start working. No. Education models you. It's a tool that sharpens you. It's a tool that prepares you for the society. You could even be the one to employ people in the future. But the moment you've acquired that education, your expectation is higher than someone who has not acquired education.
Based on what age in your life made your first million?
I'm blushing. I'm blushing. Okay. I can say that I made my first millions. Anyway, I have to be realistic. My 30th.
Wow.
My 30th. I made my first million my 30th. I will not lie. And I know how I made that money.
Okay.
Just exactly what I've talked about now. I think that was how many years back? Okay. Let me not say what I'm not sure of, but I know that the first thing I did with that first million was to buy a small car for taxi. I gave it to someone for a boat. It was a gift for me because I opened my kitchen inside the estate where I stay. I started to sell some little things, tomatoes, onions, and that was during COVID-19. COVID-19 was the one that made me make my own first millions, cool millions myself. I was up and doing, and I remember how much I ended up having at the end of that year. And I bought myself a gift, a car. I used it for taxi, so it was still giving me more money every month. So that was how I made my first million.
I made my first million, I would say, in, I think, when I was 26. Yeah, 26 years.
So how much was that?
It was 1.3 million thereabouts.
What course do you think is more marketable into the economy that you think somebody should pick?
Look for what's in demand right now as a student. That should be they call it job hunting. It's actually a real phase. Look for there's this saying that follow your passion. I don't really know how I feel about that phrase right now, but it's not really about your passion. Some people can be passionate about soccer, but you're not necessarily good at it.
Yeah.
So I'll advise you to look for what is currently selling, look for what is in demand, develop skills for that opportunity.
Presently, what can I really say? Because I'm saying this because some people will say I am an accountant, I'm a lawyer, I'm a medical doctor, I'm a computer engineer, and a whole lot of that. What I think is, one, this country presently, I cannot be precise to say this is a particular course. You go and study, and when you come out, you're going to make it boom. But I think there's something with computer presently because we're in the computer age.
Yeah.
There is something with cyber.
Yeah.
There is something with all these things a lot presently. Then to be a nurse too is a good course. To go to school and study hotel and catering management, trust me, is a good course. Lots of parties are taking place, lots of activities, lots of hotels are being built. Many ways to make money from there.
That's a very dicey one. Okay. All the courses are good, okay, but in our today's world in Nigeria now, there are certain things you read in school and you come out, you're asking yourself, where do I fit in? Can sell, engineers can sell, nobody wants to be a teacher anymore. Nobody wants to be lecturers anymore. All of those kind of things, they're like, man, this is boring, doesn't bring money. But basically, most of all of these courses are good. The basic thing is acquire this knowledge. It's important. It's important. Do you understand? Because you don't know where you will find yourself. You can't tell. You're not the owner of your tomorrow. God is.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Major on your today. Acquire the knowledge for the today. You might just be in a site. You might just be in an open place, and there will be a need for that knowledge you have acquired.
Yeah.
And you implement it. Once you implement, this guy is good. Okay, what did you read in school? It becomes your breakthrough. Do you understand? But if you don't have that knowledge, you just be moping. You get what I'm saying? So, it's not 100%.
Yeah.
It's a 50-50.
Yeah.
But the basic thing, the knowledge is important. It's important. You need to get it. You cannot run away.
What skill set do you think one should develop in this 21st century?
First of all, relationships. You have to keep good relationship. It's a skill, and I'm talking about like soft skills now, and also communication, because that communication skill will help you to communicate effectively with these people that can put you in a put a word out or two for you. Mentors as well. So that kind of relationship can help you. So communication, also technical skills. You have to develop technical skills for. I'll use my case for example as an oil and gas engineer. Technical skills like the software that I use in my day-to-day activities. I develop skills on them. Aspen High Seas, the chemical engineers and petroleum engineers know what I'm talking about. MBAL, Pipesing, AutoCAD, and several other tools. So develop skills on them. They will always be in demand. And
What book will you recommend as actually help you to reshape your life?
I have a favorite author. His name is Calvin Newport, but
Yeah.
Cal Newport for
Okay.
short. So he has books like So Good They Can't Ignore You.
Yeah.
Deep Work, Digital Minimalism in this weird world where everybody is on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. If you're someone that use technology and can track your usage of those tools, of those apps, you'll be surprised how much people spend on those apps daily. So he'll give you tips on how to regulate that. There's wisdom in moderation. So a lot of all those digital minimalism, still by Calvin Newport, So Good They Can Ignore You, Deep Work, those three books by the same author. I'll recommend this book. Deep Work specifically transformed the way I do things. So I'll advise anybody to get on those three books.
He said something that actually amazed me. He made mention of soft skill that for you to make it in this 21st century, it is necessary to have a soft skill. So soft skill cannot be overemphasized. Your communication skill, you need to know how to communicate very effectively, and you also know how to play the teamwork. Okay, so all these are essential. So I'm very interested about this. How do you save? Like, most times it's very difficult for entrepreneurs to actually save right now. So how are you able to manage your appetites and save?
It's very difficult. I'm the kind of person that can transfer 200 naira to my account, to my business account. Once the profit comes, I transfer immediately. Sometimes I transfer 500 naira to my business account. Sometimes I see myself transferring 300 naira. Nobody will believe this, but I did that. Because I know that I don't take 1 naira for granted. Money has value, depend on how you use it, depend on how you see it. So every 1 naira, if you have 50 million and 1 naira is out of it, it's no longer 50 million. Is that not true?
Yeah.
So I'm so keen about that. I can say 500, 1,000. I transfer it immediately to the business account, and I don't tamper with it. I don't have ATM for it. I don't have an app for it. Excuse you. I don't have a token for my business account, but that is the only way I can save the money. If they send me SMS, I'm not sure of, the following week I'm back to my account, I'll say, please, can I see my statement? Is that funny? Yeah, but at least with that, I was able to achieve a lot. Do you understand? It's sacrifice, it's determination, it's what you want.
Yeah.
It's possible. And another thing I do is contribution. Do you know I have a piggy box in my house?
Wow.
Yes. There are times people that pay me cash.
Yeah.
When I'm done with my business, I put the profit inside. So I can do without touching it for 1 year, for 6 months. And once I open it, I realize that I've made so much money. I don't buy clothes anyhow. I don't buy things anyhow if I don't really need it. If I am lacking, I plan ahead for it. Everybody is not the same.
Exactly.
Pockets are not the same.
Yeah.
The way of making your money and me making my money isn't the same.
Yeah.
So please, I cannot live my life to please you. I have to live the life that is working for me.
Yeah.
For me. So that's how I was able to save my money, and I made some cool millions by the mercy of God. And I used this to invest more. I invested the money. I won't lie.
Thank you very much. So my viewers, is also my mother here is also a TikToker. I think you have one of the best TikTok account ever. Encourage married people about family life and the rest. So I would like my viewers to know your TikTok account so they can actually follow you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Blessomet Inspiration
Yeah.
I inspire, I encourage, I motivate, I counsel people.
Yeah.
And like I always said, I want the youth, the present youth, even adults, let's face the reality of life for our own good, for the good of the society, for the betterment of the society. That's all I'm after.
Guys, if you love this video, please do get to like, subscribe, and also share this video to your friends and family for more tips and for more interview. Thank you very much. I love you guys.